Hi, I'm Aaron Garcia. Welcome to episode 22 of Conversations with Aaron, a show where I interview local artists, garner a few recommendations from them, and highlight their works. Today's guest will be Overdramatic.
Hi.
If there's ever time for y'all to clap, feel free to. Yeah.
Should we do that again? Should we do that again?
No, that's perfect.
Okay.
All right, cool. Thank you so much for being here, y'all. It's been a pleasure. Long time coming.
Yeah.
Right? It's been a while, but well, cool. Well, before we kind of get into it, I want to introduce y'all's names. Feel free to look at one of y'all's cameras, and yeah.
All right, cool. My name's Sid. I'm Overdramatic. I sing. I do the lyrics. I'm Overdramatic.
Bet.
I'm Tyler. I play lead guitar, and I occasionally get to sing and write a song here and there.
Occasionally, when Sid allows it.
When Sid lets me.
He's selling himself short. He's produced the last couple songs, so.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Well, we'll get to that. Well, cool. Well, the first thing I want to ask, first thing I try to ask all of my guests, how are you? Doing all right?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm doing good. I just started a new job, and
Okay,
doing
that's good.
solid.
Yeah.
Proceeds to just talk about the job for like the whole episode.
Yeah, so let's talk about lawn sales.
No, it's all good, dude. Okay, well, Overdramatic, very, very enticing name, very pointed. Can you explain the sort of origin behind that?
When I decided to go solo and kind of make my own music, I needed to think of a fitting name, and it actually comes from a song by The Used. It's called Sound Effects and Overdramatics. I always liked the title of that song, and so then I just took Overdramatic, and I don't know, it's very fitting. When I tell people the name, they're always like, man, that's pretty good.
Nice. And have y'all been together like the entire, like since its inception, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
We actually, we used to have an emo band together. That was when I think it was like 6-7 years ago. It's a
Oh
long time.
gosh, that was probably 2018-ish.
Yeah, 2018 sounds about right. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
before the pandemic. We had an emo band together, and then after the pandemic, we kind of ended, and then that's when I decided to go solo, and then brought him on when I started playing live shows.
Dude, that's crazy. Just sound like, oh, just a couple years ago, but that's damn near 10 years ago. That's
Yeah.
insane.
That hurts.
I know.
Yeah.
I get the Facebook reminders of
Yeah, you just delete at
memories,
that
and
point.
I'm like, sheesh.
All right, cool. Well, you mentioned emo. So is that kind of how you would categorize your music now?
Yeah, I'd say emo, alternative, post-hardcore, touching a little bit of metal. So, yeah.
Okay, perfect, because this is from your Spotify, I believe.
Okay.
Overdramatic is an artist from Dallas who incorporates many different elements to create all forms of emo music, from chill, sad boy emo, is that correct, to kick someone in the teeth, mosh emo.
That sounds about right.
Was that written by you?
That was written by me. I forgot about that. But yeah, that's pretty accurate, and I stand by that.
Okay, great. Well, tell me about, so any albums, a lot of performances, sort of tell me about like Overdramatic as a whole and sort of where y'all are now and where y'all have been.
Overdramatic's always just been singles. I haven't really thought of putting together an EP, maybe a fleeting thought of doing an EP or an album here and there, but always just singles. Singles is just kind of the way to go nowadays. They go
Okay.
a lot further. It's easier to market just one song as opposed to a whole 12-song collection. So just do singles. I try not to play shows too often. I love playing live, but it's kind of a lot to play every weekend, or so I try to limit myself to maybe once every couple months, and because it's a special thing. You see a lot of bands that play shows every weekend.
Yeah, you
and
sort of
so-
want it to be like an event, like, oh,
Exactly.
Overdramatic. Yeah, can't.
Exactly.
Well, tell me about y'all's sort of music backgrounds, longtime musicians. 2018, you're like, oh, I'll pick up a guitar. Like, tell me about that.
I started when I was 13. I always wanted to play guitar
So
and
2 years
sing.
ago.
Yeah. But so I signed myself up at my school for lessons. I didn't talk to my parents about it beforehand. I just signed myself up. And so then when they got my schedule, they were like, okay, well, we got to buy you a guitar now. So they got me a bass. And yeah, mostly self-taught, learned the basics through school. Always loved Green Day, Blink-182,
Nice.
Ozzy Osbourne, Guns N' Roses were kind of the main ones when I was growing up. And then eventually I wanted to play my own music, which eventually led me to playing with Tyler. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. How about you, Tyler?
I started probably, I think 7th grade is when I first picked up guitar. And at that time, it was mainly like acoustic indie music. So Death Cab, Never Shot Never, that kind of stuff. And then, I don't know, as my taste changed, I started playing more. When I got older, got into high school, started messing with some bands, and then things just slowly progressed from there. Got into heavier music, started playing heavier stuff, but, at the same time, I'm still playing at churches, and I cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Which helps and makes some songwriting processes a little bit weird.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Well, tell me about sort of, what about music that y'all like? You mentioned Guns N' Roses, Blink-182. I tuned out everything else just because those are like two of my favorite bands. Yeah. So was it just like, oh, this is just cool music? Like, did you like anything more about it? Like the appearance, the like song structure, the lyricism?
Specifically, Guns N' Roses and Ozzy Osbourne, it was the theatrics of it. And more so Ozzy, the kind of larger than life. My phone's ringing.
Oh, you're good.
Unprofessional.
Oh my god, my favorite. That's horrible.
My favorite Ozzy Osbourne song. My phone's ringing.
That's a real deep cut. Yeah. But, no, it was the theatrics that I really liked. I liked the kind of larger than life. Same with Guns N' Roses. They were icons. They were, again, they were larger than life. They weren't just some band down the street. They were huge. Still are, just in a different way. But so that's what I kind of liked. That's what I liked about Green Day, because, for me, when I started listening to them, they were, well, they still are playing the arenas and the stadiums, just the larger than life stage shows. And that's what I always liked about, was the performing aspect more so than the actual music, I guess I would say.
Yeah, similar to you. I know you said like sort of like country indie, but was it, because like I don't think like the theatrics when I think of indie music. So was it like, were you more into like the intimacy of it, or?
I was more into the intimacy or the emotional response of it. I could always appreciate when a band sounded good, but you could tell where there was like an emotion attached to it or a moment. Mm-hmm. Some of my favorite songs are some of the most simple, just, 4 chords on an acoustic, but they're able to instill an emotion behind it. And that's kind of what I've always enjoyed in any kind of music, is if you're able to convey or receive a certain feeling or concept from it beyond just, hey, dope song.
Yeah.
But like, if I can listen to a song and like feel like I'm, sitting in a passenger seat at 2 a.m. on a road trip waiting to get somewhere for some bad news or something, like that takes a different level of skill.
Yeah.
And so,
any songs stick out to you by chance that like would maybe, not necessarily that exact example, but that sort of generate like
well, for that one, it's Passenger Seat by Death Cab, but nice. Even all the way to like Paris by Suicide Boys, like that song is, very depression and rage focused, and you can be in a good place in life and still listen to that song and be able to receive that feeling from it.
Yeah.
And, from all different genres and spectrums, you can kind of get that, and that's what I've always enjoyed.
Gotcha. All right, sort of 2 things I kind of want to ask. I'll go with this one. All right, when it comes to like music, you mentioned like chords. Are y'all like trained musicians? If someone says like, oh, play in the key of F, like, do y'all understand that? Because I'm a musician, but I am self-taught. I don't understand any of that. As far as I know, that's not even a real thing, saying to play like in keys.
I know what it is, but I couldn't tell you what notes are in the key.
Okay, because I know y'all mentioned sort of like school background. So like, do y'all have like that musical theory background at all, or?
So I was in marching band in school. So if you ask me anything about playing a bass clef, I can still kind of remember it. But for a guitar, and like being able to be like, oh, play in the key of A minor, or different scale modes and stuff like that, I forced myself to learn it like a year and a half ago, because I realized I'd been playing for so long, and I knew what to do, but I didn't know why. And so I just recently taught myself.
You're good. I'm just always really subconscious about that. Like, there's a story of Prince, I think, talking to Beyonce. We're talking about her, and he's like, oh, I was, impressed to find out she actually knew her stuff. And I'm like, I know Prince is dead, but I'm like, damn, if he ever met me, he'd be like, that motherfucker doesn't know shit. It's pretty bad. But you mentioned like the theatrics of Guns N' Roses and whatnot, and this sort of icon, like them being icons and whatnot. Is that what you aspire to be, one day, or are you cool with just sort of making music, or do you want to like play in front of like thousands of people in stadiums? Like, is that a goal?
Oh, absolutely the latter. I try, even with the smaller shows we do now, even if it's in like a basement, we try to do as much theatrics as we can. We do the props. We try to dress a certain way, just depending on how the show is. Today we got all the summertime fun stuff, and we did a show couple years ago after the Barbie movie came out, when we all wore pink and had Barbie hats and stuff like that.
No
So
Oppenheimer
intro.
no Oppenheimer.
No fedoras or anything like that.
No, we had the Barbie girl song as our intro. So yeah, the theatrics is my favorite part. Is putting on a good show is the main thing. That's what I remember the most of when I go to concerts. Yeah, I like when the band sounds good. Everybody does, but it's remembering the spectacle of all of it.
Gotcha. Okay, and so now, we're talking about music, but I feel like nowadays you kind of have to talk about like the social media aspect of it and whatnot, and how you're getting yourself out there. How's that been for y'all?
You'd think I'd like it, but it's not that much fun.
No, don't believe me.
It's not that much fun. I get some good ideas here and there, and then either I'll never actually do the idea, or I'll have like a straight week of just filming good content and putting it all out, and then I'm like, oh, I don't have anything else now. That's all of it.
Gotcha.
So I kind of go through little spurts.
No, I feel that. And so back to the music. How is it for you, like, songwriting? Like, do you sort of gravitate more towards like lyricism, like song structure? Is there anything for you, like specifically, or you, Tyler, that sort of sticks out as being easier than the other?
May I?
Yeah, go ahead.
So
Josh, shut up, Sid. I got this.
So I think we actually work really well, especially together, because I'm absolute trash at lyrics. I can't write a lyric to save my life. And Sid writes wonderful lyrics, but, I think on the side of like music production is much more my background. And so I think in that regard, both of our leading skills seem to mesh extremely well together.
I don't think Tyler's lyrics are bad per se. It's just I think both of us kind of.
Oh, Tyler thinks Tyler's lyrics are bad.
Let me explain.
You started that sentence with "I don't think," so I thought you were going to just disagree with him.
No. Both of us hold ourselves to high standards when it comes to lyrics. If a song is not at the same quality as "A Match into Water" by Pierce the Veil, we're like, the song's trash. We don't have, our lyrics are horrible. But no, Tyler does really well at producing, kind of doing the general layout. We'll kind of talk about a kind of feel that we want the song to do, and then I totally trust him to do the music. And that's kind of how our most recent song was done. I let him have free range over the music, and then I came up with the melody and lyrics over it, and then I let him hop on and do his verse. And
Gotcha.
Yeah. I did a lot of that song on Logic Pro on my iPad, trying to get my kids to go to bed at night. I'd have my headphones in, just like EQing random tracks till like 2 a.m.
Nice. Is Logic sort of the main thing y'all use? Do y'all use like FL at all, or?
Oh, you used to be all into FL.
I
Audacity.
50-50 on it, honestly, in terms of just like getting stuff laid down in the rough idea. I love FL. When I first got started with production, I moved from GarageBand to FL, and it just seemed like the most seamless transition for somebody who just went from Apple to Windows.
Gotcha.
And then once I got my hands on Logic Pro, the workflow is not as familiar, but a lot of the tools within, a lot of the plugins and stuff, especially for mixing, I find are a lot more efficient and easier to use for what I want to hear in the end. So definitely a 50-50 mix.
Gotcha. Man, you ever think about like we were in olden days, like on analog and all of that, how like, because I mean for me, we can just plug in and like do all these like settings, but like, oof.
Oh, I still have a little Tascam 4-track tape recorder. That was my first one, and I'm still scared to go back and listen to songs on there from like little 15-year-old Tyler.
Sid is deep breathing.
I would never want to do that. I hear people talk about like, oh man, the 70s is when music was real. I would never want to record in the 70s. Or
look directly into your camera and say it.
I would never want to record like they did in the 70s. Digital's where it's at. Music is better now than it was in the 70s, 80s, or 90s. When auto-tune came onto the scene, music went quality, perfect, chef kiss, love it.
Bro, that's gonna go viral on TikTok.
People are not gonna like
so much hate. No, it's all good, dude. Well, outside of this, outside of music, are y'all like, just tell me about yourselves. I mean, what do y'all do like on the daily?
You want to go?
I'd like to say I do a lot, but I'm about as boring as it gets on the normal day. Get up, gym, work,
Nice.
come home, maybe play a video game for 10 minutes before I give up and go to bed. The audience has really appreciated that answer. But I mean, on the few moments of free time I get, it's all mostly music. It all comes back to, if I do have time, I'm going to work on an idea. I always have something popping in my head. Mm-hmm. We usually try and meet up pretty often, too.
At least once a week we try to meet up. We live not the closest to each other, but we try to schedule time to hang out, even if it's just for lunch or something like that. It's not just music. We like similar but different things, so it's interesting. We like some of the same shows, but sometimes we don't like the same shows at all, or things like that. Me personally, I'm pretty boring as well. My wife and I are kind of an old married couple. We just come home, eat dinner, watch TV, and then go to bed by 10 at the latest. So, go ahead.
You old married couple. It's pretty cool. Just tell me about y'all's like short-term and long-term goals for Overdramatic.
I'm trying not to put too many goals on it. I'm trying to just go with the flow.
And pitch.
I'm trying not to. Of course, I've got ideas that I would love, but I'm also trying to be realistic at the same time. I know it's not going to be an overnight thing. What's the saying? It takes like 6 years to be an overnight success. So I'm like,
seems about right.
Yeah. So
me with this show.
No, you're good. This is where we're going to blow up.
Yeah.
So I'm still grinding here and there, but I'm also being happy if it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just be happy otherwise.
Gotcha. Now, are those goals that have like sort of evolved over the years? Like, circa 2018 said, where you're like, oh, in 2025, I'm going to be like famous, rich, like as you've sort of matured and grown older, like have those goals shifted at all?
I don't think I was thinking about 2025 and 2018. I don't think I was thinking about 2019 and 2018. I was just...
Not even 2018.
2018 was a long time ago, but I was really just going with the flow then. Nice. Just really trying to do me and see where it took me. But yeah, gotcha. I definitely am a bit more organized now as far as music. A bit more organized now. I'm not just... I don't know. I'm not a dumb kid anymore, I don't think. So.
Gotcha. All right, well, just, quick thing. Describe y'all's music, just a couple of words.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That's a good one. That's always the hardest question.
That's the question I got y'all about the music.
When people ask us, they're like, oh, what does your music sound like? I'm like, uh-oh, it changes who I'm talking to.
Yeah. Sounds like you hit shuffle on your playlist.
It does. That's the best
perfect.
one. That sounds like shuffle. We got some hyper pop, and we got some... heavy screaming, we got some rapping.
Nice. And coming to that, sort of mix of genres, if you will, was that just, did that come natural, or was that like a result of like experimenting, like, oh, let's try this, let's try that, or?
I've had ideas. I go through phases all the time of what I want Overdramatic to be. Like when I started, I wanted it to be kind of emo rap, like Lil Lotus and Lil Aaron, that sort of thing.
That's my nickname.
And then I kind of, so I was originally going to be Lil Overdramatic. I'm glad I dropped the Lil and just did Overdramatic. And then for a while I wanted to be like AWOL Nation, the kind of like alternative rock. And then recently I was like, I want to be like Ghost Main and Suicide Boys and do the heavy rap. But I don't know. I'm doing whatever feels right at the time. It's still Overdramatic. It still has my identity in it. So I'm not worried about sticking with one specific genre. But that's kind of why I also just stick with singles. If I put out an album, it's going to be all over the place and not go well together.
Yeah, it's a concept album. It's all
exactly. There's no concept as the concept.
Cool. Well, sort of last thing, and then we'll move on to the recommendations. Just want to ask about your presence on social media, because, that's kind of a big thing. Like, describe that.
Not
just Instagram.
Instagram's the main one. At Overdramatic Music, there's a stupid band in Arizona that took my name and they put like Overdramatic Band. I've trademarked it and I told y'all to change your name. I don't want to go through the trouble of serving y'all a cease and desist, but I will.
At SummerSlam, you're going.
I was about to turn into Tom Cruise jumping on the couch there. But also TikTok at Overdramatic Music as well. I did get some hate from Chiodo's fans on TikTok because I said their production was trash, and now all the 30 and 40-year-old emos are getting mad at me. But go listen to their album. The production doesn't hold up.
Damn. Okay.
But I'm trying to post more. I don't want y'all to get sick of me, so I try not to blow up your feeds, but I'll post a little more.
Okay, well, sounds good. All right, awesome. Well, it was a nice little, just sort of get to know you. I mean, I've known you just peripherally, and well, I guess, the audience, probably like to know that we've been planning this for like over a year, when I was filming at the other studio, but life got in the way, but I'm glad because you're the first band on this like sort of new set or whatever. So first and last band that we're gonna.
I know we're not getting invited back.
No, it's all good. Well, thank you so much, and I guess now we're gonna go in and recommend some things to the audience. So feel free to just look at that camera. So not that one. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
The middle?
Yeah, I should have just said that. Yeah, the middle one. All right, cool.
I'll pull out my phone for real.
Yeah, and I'm
getting
gonna turn to the right page.
Oh, it's my dentist. That's what's.
I love how you're like, oh no.
Is it to follow up on the root canal?
It is to follow up on the root. Well, it's to schedule my crown.
Damn. On that note, all right. Hello, audience of Conversations with Aaron. Overdramatic and I are now going to recommend things to y'all. This time I don't have just nothing but songs. I have songs and YouTube channels, so that ought to be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Got no applause whatsoever.
Yeah, no applause.
That's all good.
Kick it out! They didn't want to clap at that one.
Yeah, they
Well,
said
they don't
fuck you.
care.
All right, cool. Well, it'll be pretty simple, y'all. Just gonna go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. All right, cool. All right, well, the first thing I'm gonna recommend, this past week, lost the sort of musical titan, Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys. Quite sad, and I kind of posted about it, but I feel he's sort of like a forgotten icon. He's not really, I guess, of like modern generations, he's not really as celebrated perhaps as, like a Paul McCartney, John Lennon, George Harrison. Well, I know Paul's still alive, but
yeah.
But definitely a big influence on me, just not his music, but like sort of as a person. If anyone knows, he sort of had a pretty tough life or whatever, sort of mental health struggles and whatnot. And what I want to recommend is his song Heroes and Villains off of his Smile album. For those who know, it was originally going to be a Beach Boys album in like the late 60s. Their long-awaited follow-up or their anticipated follow-up to Pet Sounds, but just couldn't get like the pressure. Sort of all these circumstances sort of happened that prevented it. So it didn't really come out until like damn near like 40 years later, and it did. And just sort of something about that, like working on it for that long and eventually it coming out and sort of being what many considered to be like his magnum opus, his masterpiece, is really inspiring to me because, sometimes you go through struggles, you're like, I don't have it right now, but then you just take a step back and think like, hey, I got a lot of life left to live. If it's not done right now, maybe it's not meant to be done right now, eventually I'll get it. So check out Heroes and Villains. Specifically, check out the live version. I believe it's called Brian Wilson Presents Smile Live from 2004. It opens with, the first 2 tracks off of the Smile album, Our Prayer in G, and then it goes into Heroes and Villains. Check it out like that. That's the way it's meant to be heard. It's phenomenal. And rest in peace, Brian Wilson. And
I feel that. Sometimes it takes a while to cook something in the oven before it's ready, like some extra time you think. So I feel that.
Yeah.
I'll go first. I got some life advice. Always be the nicest person in the room. No matter what's going on, no matter what happens, you'll always be the nicest person in the room. People will remember that. If you're an artist, stay for everyone's set. Even if everybody else leaves, it's okay. Just be the nicest person in the room, no matter what situation.
I like that, dude. Having sometimes I'll go to like house shows or whatever, just like local concerts, opening band, and then they just piss off. I'm like,
yeah,
damn, bro, that's wild.
People remember that, and just always,
Yeah, that's awful. Well, great piece of life advice, man. More people need to know that. Mm-hmm. Cool, thank you. All right, my second recommendation is gonna be another song. It's My Lady of Mercy by The Last Dinner Party. Do y'all know this group at all?
I don't.
It sounds so familiar.
That's exactly I didn't know them until I heard this song, and I was like, oh, that's that band. But all-female rock group. I think they're British, right? But this song, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty great. One of those things or whatever. I kind of random little tidbit. I recently wrote a fan script of a Batgirl. If you watched the last episode, you probably know why I did it. But I just had the song on repeat. That's my process, just having a song on loop and whatnot, and sort of writing, and just a badass song, dude. It kind of Women in Rock, it's pretty awesome. Y'all know, Runaways is one of my favorite bands, but you sort of see this people from overseas just putting on great music, and in ways that you may not like, because you're like, oh, you see all these like women, like, oh, you maybe have like a preconceived notion, but then you hear their music, this song specifically, you're like, God damn, this is fucking awesome. And it just sort of goes to show you, man, music has it's very diverse. Anyone can sort of put out great stuff. And so check out the song and check out The Last Dinner Party. They're pretty awesome. And on to y'all.
I'll let you go.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah, you go.
Oh boy. My recommendation, or my first one, raw oysters. Raw oysters are something. So some of our audience needs to leave, but raw oysters are something that I think a lot of people sleep on, or that a lot of people will dismiss before
too afraid to try or
they give it a try. It sounds like a scary concept. The fact is, it is one of the most simple foods in the world. It is one of the most delicious foods in the world. There are a number of nutrient benefits to you. There are a number of toppings you can put on it to make it taste like whatever in the world you think you want it to taste like. But the fact is, raw oysters are amazing. Raw oysters need to be loved and consumed on a regular basis. And the prices need to be lowered.
Yes, that's the big thing.
They are a unifying experience. Raw oysters bring people together.
So they need to be cheaper.
You will never be at a more vulnerable moment than slurping down an oyster in front of your buddy. And I think that people need to be willing to be vulnerable on a more regular basis.
Nice. Can you archival footage of you on stage, just like with all these?
If somebody hands me a raw oyster on stage, we will absolutely down it.
I'll have to go through my phone. I know I've got pictures of him going like with raw
Yeah,
oysters.
bro. I gotta applaud you. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Get some raw oysters after this. All right, cool. Well, thank you for that. Now we're gonna be on to our third recommendation. Third recommendation I have is gonna be a YouTube channel called Daryl Sung 06. Y'all were like Mortal Kombat?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this YouTube channel he literally just plays Mortal Kombat and he just sort of live streams it. It's fucking amazing. He plays like Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3. He plays them all on like all the old school different consoles, like the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, Sega 32X. Pretty crazy stuff, but yeah, Daryl, awesome stuff. Love your gameplay videos and yeah, keep it up.
Before we go, who's your Mortal Kombat character?
Oh, Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero?
Yeah.
That's
I'm
nice.
ass at it, but I like
Yeah.
Sub-Zero.
I'm
Sub-Zero.
a new Cylon kind of guy.
I'm more of a either Sub-Zero or Raiden.
Very nice.
My next recommendation is it's a recent film that just came out this year. It's called Bring Her Back. Have you seen it?
Not yet. I'm actually gonna go this week.
Love it. I went in not knowing much. I try to do that with movies. Maybe watch one trailer and not go in like this. It's made by two brothers who from South Africa who had a YouTube channel, and now this is their second feature film after Talk to Me, which was awesome. And this movie was even better than Talk to Me. It was horrifying and had a great story. Visually, it was just made me just cringe. It's not like jump scares all that, but it was just the atmosphere and the sound design. It was amazing. I was really surprised by it. It about moved us to tears. It was just that like horrifying. I loved it. So if you like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was the one with the mom, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah. I don't know why I was putting it off for so long because I was like, oh, maybe it's overhyped, but I'll
that's
definitely
great.
check it out. Cool, thank you for that recommendation. Always love film recommendations. And all right, cool. On to our fourth one. My fourth recommendation is going to be Lee Jessup, another YouTube channel. I'm a filmmaker, screenwriter, and whatnot. This YouTube channel, Lee Jessup, is a screenwriting coach, and she's just phenomenal. Her videos are very informative. They teach me so many things about screenwriting I didn't even realize were a thing. So anyone who's out there, an aspiring writer in all shapes and size, all shape or size, whatever that sentence goes, whatever that thing goes, feel free to check this out. It's awesome, and you won't regret it. Check out Lee Jessup. And thank you, Lee Jessup, for putting out such great content on YouTube for free for all of us novices to check out. Thank you.
Awesome. I think I'm number 5?
4.
Number 4. I'm getting ahead of myself. My recommendation, number 4, is going to be American chain restaurants. Now, I know that's going to sound a little far out there because you're thinking about Chili's, Applebee's, BJ's, those kind of places. The fact is, what makes a Michelin star restaurant a Michelin star restaurant? It's not just the good food. It is consistency. And I think something that a lot of people forget is that with American chain restaurants, you have consistency no matter where you go. You can go to a Chili's in Boulder, Colorado. You can go to a Chili's in Denton, Texas. Fact is, it's going to look like a Chili's. You're going to get the same burger. You're going to have the same experience every time. You can depend on that consistency. And right now, in a world where consistency is fleeting, that is something that you need in your life. Consistency can bring you comfort in a tumultuous day. Consistency is something that can root you back into reality when you feel like everything is falling apart. And I know this sounds extreme, but the fact is that American chain restaurants are some of the most consistent places you will ever go to. You can get a Bazooki at any BJ's that you go to. That's my recommendation.
Bro. Bro, I've never felt prouder to be an American.
I was-
I was like, my God.
Did you hear the bald eagle that just flew right by us while he was saying
Like,
that?
the fact is, Chili's is one of my favorite places in the world.
Chili's has gotten, like, I've always liked Chili's, but I feel like they stepped up their game in, like, the past, like, 5 years or so. Like, it seems to, like, have gotten, like, really, really good. It's kind of...
They have, but in my opinion, they've always been solid.
Yeah, no.
And so I feel like more people need to acknowledge that.
Yeah. Love you, Chili's. Thank you.
We love you, Chili's.
That triple dipper. All right, cool. Thank you so much for that. Down to our last two. My next recommendation is going to be another YouTube channel. It's called the Saturday Night Network. I'm not the biggest Saturday Night Live fan, but this YouTube channel has just literally gone through since like its inception in 1975. Just breaks down each season, and it's so fascinating. It's so informative. Again, it's sort of just a staple of being like an American. You sort of know Saturday Night Live or whatever. Again, I've never really watched. I've always been like sort of familiar with it on a peripheral basis. But again, you just see this and like just sort of it being so informative and just sort of like spitting all these facts at you and, all these little tidbits. It's so great. And the videos are so well edited and great. And the two hosts whose names escape me, unfortunately, but they'll appear here and here. Are perfect, are super great. They're super awesome, and check this YouTube channel out. Again, you don't even have to be a Saturday Night Live fan to enjoy this. It's great content. It's what YouTube's for. Nothing's better than like getting home, just having like food with me, and just sitting down, and just going on like an endless rabbit hole watching this. Oh, that's great. But yeah, check that out. What about y'all?
Nice.
Fifth recommendation.
My phone locked. Oh, my fifth recommendation is another film. It's Beau is Afraid. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
Ari Aster?
Yeah, big fan.
Love
Seen the
that.
trailers.
That one is wild. Very different from his other two films, Hereditary and Midsummer, but it's great. I went into it again not knowing what to expect from it, and it takes you on quite a journey. It is, it's pretty much about Beau is he's got anxiety, he's full of guilt, and the whole thing is just his journey trying to get to his mom's house viewed through his lens and through his anxiety. So everything in the world is super heightened, and it is wild, but it's a good watch. And it's one of those movies. I feel a lot of movies now, you can kind of see where they're going and where they're eventually going to end. But this one, it kept me guessing the whole time.
No, yeah, that movie I was kind of prepared to hate low key, like because I heard it's gonna be pretentious, but I was so on board with it. And funny enough, I felt like it was really polarizing among the people I knew. I was like, I really liked it. A lot of people I knew were. You like that movie?
You're either gonna love it or hate it, and you don't have to totally understand it to love it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great stuff. And I'm looking forward to Eddington. Hopefully
yes,
that's good.
we were just watched the trailer for that too, and that's one of my most anticipated ones.
Yes. All right, cool. Well, thank you for that. Down to our last recommendation. My sixth and final recommendation is going to be, all right, I apologize if I mispronounce your last name, but Isabel Kaiser, another YouTube channel. Specifically, their movie Double Vision, speaking of like scary stuff. I don't know how I came across this. I was on YouTube, and I think it was just like, 48-hour film challenge or short scary movie, and I just sort of watched it, and this freaked the shit out of me, dude. It was like I don't know if you'll find it scary, but I thought it was like really well made, and it's pretty short, but I don't get spooked that often, but this movie, sort of watching it again, just sort of being, just late at night, I was, let me check this out or whatever, just a little amateur thing, blah, blah, blah. Scared the shit out of me, and I couldn't like sleep. It was, low-key a little traumatizing or whatever, but do check this out. It was, you'll have to watch it. We'll have to talk about it more or whatever, but it was just really creepy. So shout out to Isabel, phenomenal filmmaking. And I can't wait, definitely keep it up. You're great. Seem to have a bright future ahead of you, and brighter than mine as a filmmaker. So low-key kind of jealous, but keep it up. It's my sixth and final recommendation. Would you like to finish us off?
You don't watch something fun or happy after you watch something scary?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I just live with that.
No, I got to put
on my self-punishment. I'm like, why did this to myself?
No, I got to watch Shark Tank or something like that.
My YouTube feed literally just...
Go ahead, bring us home.
All right, number 6, Jersey Shore, both the original series and the family reunion series. Now, I know what you're thinking. trash show, another MTV reality show. Look, the fact is, Jersey Shore was like peak recession reality show. That show came out when Americans needed it, when we needed a break from the fact that everything was bad. That show showed us people that were worse. It reminded us.
This is perfect.
That show reminded us that things may be bad in your life, but at least you're not that. There's always going to be something worse than you. On a day where you feel like you can't do things right, you can watch Jersey Shore, and you can be reminded that there's always going to be somebody worse than you. Now, this is a two-parter, because after Jersey Shore came out, Family Reunion came out. That was all of them having grown up a bit, coming back together. And while you initially thought, bunch of bad people just doing ridiculous stuff, one individual on that show, Mike the Situation Sorrentino, had one of the most amazing retribution stories I have ever seen. From an unbearable drug addict arrested for tax evasion, he has changed his life, gotten sober, become an ideal member of his community, leading a number of other groups to help people with sobriety and starting his own family and a number of charities. And he has become something to aspire to in terms of a life change. Not him as an individual, but to show that a person can make an absolute swap and go from the lowest of the low as a person to an absolute peak of a human being.
Damn, bro. Yeah, I mean, in the first half, not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna just cook them the whole time. What I always remember, I was a fan of Jersey Shore. I always remember when MTV was like, oh, Mike and Ron, I think we're gonna fight. And in reality, Mike just fucking tripped or something and concussed
dude
himself.
intentionally rammed his head.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it was.
Because he thought it was like drywall or something, and he was like, "This is gonna be awesome." Head through the wall. No, concrete down, just glazed eyes the whole time.
Pulled a Goldberg in WWE. All right, cool. Great stuff, dude. Really great. And well, all right, audience. I hope you enjoyed those 6 recommendations. I really enjoyed y'all's. Damn, that was great. Loki kind of carried that segment. Thank you. And all right, cool. Well, we're gonna take a quick little break. When we come back, we'll be checking out some of Overdramatic's music. And yeah, stick around. You won't want to miss it. Boop.
Hi, we're Overdramatic.
All right, dope.
We're gonna hijack the interview because Sin is taking too goddamn long. Inside jokes.
And we're back. Thank you so much for sticking around, y'all. All right, and thank you, Overdramatic, for sticking around, not leaving. I always make that joke, and it literally never ever gets a reaction by the guests. So cool. All right,
Or the audience this time.
Or the
Everyone clap.
Please clap.
All right, cool. Now we're gonna go and check out some of y'all's songs. The first song I believe we're gonna play is "Sweettooth."
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Well, before we, we in the audience see y'all play it, want to give some input? Want little tidbits before we actually go and hear it?
Absolutely. The story of it, it's a euphemism for antidepressants. It's not always a fun thing. I kind of wrestled with that mentally about, I have to take a medicine just to feel happy, or just, I wasn't always, I don't know. It took me a while to make peace with that. But it took me a while to realize, no, there's nothing wrong with having to medicate or to go to therapy. Just learning that mental health is important. And that's kind of what the song's about.
Yeah, and then also, the audience will see it here. I'll sort of put it up, boop. But the cover art is kind of like, right, some little pill, heart-shaped pills and whatnot.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for that little sort of background info. And well, here's Sweettooth, y'all. Boop.
For the night, all of us in Dallas are just hungry for the spotlight. Hit the front of your band and finally out of spot. Whatever it takes to be the top dog in the cockfight. I'm so restless, what's inside of my head? Sleep hunger keeps you back. Swallow your body out, let's hit the snake. Wishing was not so far, just wanna find my Just awake. Well, then I just go to hell for heaven's sake. Nothing makes me happy and there's no one that I like. Guess this is stuff but kinda like a Molly side. I'm so obsessed with Noel Carolina. See to burn down in the study, stringing me along like a puppet. So many kisses are laughing orange and white. Just to help me get through the night. Think to myself that I don't need you. Going to the side like nowadays. Then I always find you holding my hand. Guess it's me happy when I'm jamming in the TV.
I like that one better.
Holy shit, that was amazing. All right, cool. Phenomenal performance and whatnot. Great. And all right, cool. So you already sort of gave some background on the title and whatnot. Lyrics I want to point out. All of us from Dallas are just hungry for the spotlight. I got those correct, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. Well, that's really cool. So you're sort of proud from being being from Dallas and whatnot. You're sort of shouting that out. Great. And yeah, sort of expand on that more. I mean, are those lyrics that you're sort of just like, oh, I need to find something that goes with the melody? Is there any more or are you specifically like, I want to shout out Dallas?
I wanted to shout out Dallas. It's not very pop punk to be a fan of your hometown, but I like where I grew up. I like the DFW area. I wouldn't want to move away. I enjoy it. But that lyric specifically is about kind of the music scene in Dallas as a whole. Well, not as a whole. There's good people everywhere, and then there's some not so nice people everywhere. It's more about the kind of fakeness in the Dallas music scene. Sometimes there's people who will try to play nice and treat it transactionally, like, oh, I'll follow your band, you follow mine, and you know what I mean? Not the kind of fake, genuine, I'm here to support you. And so that's what all of us in Dallas are just hungry for the spotlight. We all want to make it, and so then the line that follows it is yeah, bro, I love your band, if only for the night, because I'm not going to remember you the next day. I'm just going to play nice to you and then be like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. Yeah.
Well, okay, I assume that sort of ties into this other line, top deck in the cockfight.
Yeah.
All right,
that's the fight of everybody trying to make it, everybody trying to get to that next level, and so we all trying to be the top dog and the cockfight going on.
I'm just so happy I got these lyrics right, because I was like listening. I was like, wait, I need to make sure that
Our drummer didn't know half these lyrics until like there was one show where he was like, okay, what are the lyrics to Sweettooth? Here's what I think they are. I was like,
I was half right.
he was half right. Yeah, we'll give him that.
something I want to you kind of gesture in the song. I think the audience will go out and hear the actual recording. There's a beep, like a sensor beep.
Yes.
And explain that.
I used the F word.
Nice.
And that's a no-no word. And so I asked the producer, can you censor the no-no word? And he said, okay.
Wait, hold up. I'm gonna. We'll edit that out. I was just curious.
Since the recording of this, Overdramatic has been canceled.
Dude, we're trying to get canceled so hard. It is not working. We're working on it.
Well, something that really sticks out about the song, phenomenal song, as are the other two, but clocks in at about approximately 1 minute 41 seconds. Correct?
Yep.
That's wild. Again, did you go into this like, I'm gonna make it really quick, sort of just in or out, sort of rocking song? How to get to that length?
That's just how long it ended up being. It's a hyper pop leaning song, and those songs are usually quick. It's just really verse, chorus, and that's all I really wanted to do. I didn't want to do a bridge or anything longer, so that's just what the length ended up being. I just want to get in, do what it needed, and that's it.
Gotcha. Amazing stuff. I wish I wasn't claustrophobic. I just want to hug.
Yes.
I thought that was a very great, sort of contradiction. That was amazing.
Exactly. I do get claustrophobic a lot of times, and sometimes I'll be sad and want to hug, but at the same time, I'm also like, don't touch me.
Yeah, fuck off.
It's kind of the yin and yang. But, yeah.
Okay, great. And Tyler, how did you first hear this song?
So this was one I wasn't super involved in with the writing process. Sid had another gentleman out in Nashville, I believe, that he was working with for a few of the earlier songs. And this one was definitely on the tail end of that business relationship, I guess.
That might have been the last song I did with him, yeah.
I think so. Which, great guy, amazing writer, amazing musician. But yeah, this was one I just kind of stepped in on. He had the whole idea of this himself, and I'm always happy to just pick up a track. So I as much as I would love to say that I had more involvement and all these introspective thoughts about it, I this is one that I just play the chords on.
Gotcha. Hey, nothing more than I can do. Okay, this one I feel like I may have gotten the lyrics wrong. Movie star screaming at me, what the hell?
No, this one's interesting. Louis is what I say. I say Louis is still screaming at me. So I say, it's hard to fall asleep when Louis keeps you awake. Who's Louis? I'm referring to Lucifer, the devil.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it's about the voices in your head, the anxiety, feeling like the devil's yelling at you.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm saying. Louis is still screaming at me, what the hell?
Okay, I definitely got
You're
movie
good.
star screaming at me.
No.
I think that was one the rest of us were also very unsure on for
think
probably a good year.
That's the one that I've always been questioned about. And then when I say it, they're like, oh, it's not as fun.
Great, and just want to ask, like, first off, the production of this, phenomenal and whatnot, and like, do you just have the entire, like, all the music sort of like already in your head, and it's just a matter of like getting it out, or like does it start with an acoustic sort of thing, starts with lyrics? Like, how does it get to like what we eventually hear? Because even hearing it live, the audience can attest like this shit is like amazing. Like just being put together, that digital sound of it is just phenomenal. So yeah.
I really try to trust producers to do their thing. Right? I just have the mindset that people in their jobs should be allowed to do what they're good at and what they do. And so I had a idea of a melody and like a general key and feel that I wanted the song to be in when getting with the producer, and he composed all the music for it. I had some tweaks here and there, but overall I just kind of let him do his thing and said yay or nay, and I loved it, and so then I wrote the rest of my lyrics based off of it.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, great stuff. And released September 1st, 2024. 23.
Was that it?
Loki, I can't read my handwriting. I'm just going off of what I can.
Was it then?
We're going to put the
2023
correct date right here.
Like, I literally have the correct date, but my handwriting is just so bad I can't do it.
He writes with the wrong hand, we learned today.
Exactly. Awful. All right, well, great stuff. And yeah, Sweettooth, any closing comments on it before we move to the next one?
Go stream it.
Yeah.
It seems to be the popular one on Spotify now. So
And
That's
the
always
B-side on that single as well.
Yeah,
Stream that one too.
That's the one song I put out that has a B-side that Tyler actually produced. It's a Corpse cover. So
Yeah.
those of you who like Corpse, it's very different, but that one's only a minute, I think.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
Both of those songs are the length of one normal song.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. I guess we'll wrap up on that and move on to the next, Trapped in Paradise.
Yes.
All right, Perk, you want to introduce it, give some context behind it before we actually go and hear it?
That was a very, I don't want to say very, that was a pretty early Overdramatic song. That may have been like the third song I ever did.
I think so,
Third
like
or-
second or third.
Yeah.
July 9th, 2022.
Yeah, that sounds right. Oh yeah, man, it was because the first Overdramatic debuted in 2021. So that was that was something. That was Jeez, that was that long ago. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to get myself back in that headspace from back then.
That was in the before time.
It started, the mix for that song is very different than how it originally was recorded. Originally, it was kind of more of like a Senses Fail kind of 2000s emo feel to it, more chuggy guitars. And I wanted to do a song with Faith Pennyboard.
Shout out. Faith
Shout out.
from Pennyboard.
Who's in our scene. I figured that would be the best song to include Pennyboard on. That was with the previous producer. But after we recorded all the guitars and everything for it, we got the song written. We said, okay, we'll write the lyrics later. Cool. Maybe a week later, the producer said, hey, I re-recorded everything, just completely different. It's the same song, just completely different everything, but now it sounds more like baby metal, more like Bring Me the Horizon settings. And I'm like, okay. And I listened to it, and I'm like, oh, it's more unique. So
Yeah.
we like that. Yeah, it was a fun song. It was a fun recording process. Faith and I recorded at the same time in the same little studio. We were kind of going back and forth, so it was cool. We shot a music video for it.
That
the
was
drums
fun.
in that. Yeah, that was a cool time. Yeah, for the longest time, we ended every show with it because it was the most popular song.
Oh.
So yeah,
Sweettooth. Ooh.
yeah, I know. Sweettooth kind of knock that one off. But yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you for that context. And all right, audience. Well, here's Trapped in Paradise by Overdramatic. Check it out. Whoop.
This is Overdramatic. Yeah.
Thank you. Oh my god! Like moaned that out. I didn't know why that came out of me.
We've done well at moving the couches back and forth in between the performances.
Dude. All right, well, great stuff. Phenomenal work. You took over vocals in place of Penny Boy?
Yep, so I jump on vocals for most of the shows. There have been a few occasions where she's been able to come to the shows. Either she's been out doing her photography or just might be out for the night, or we've invited her, and she's been more than kind enough to jump on stage with us, which has always been very exciting to have her up there with us, you know, having one, just an extra vocalist, and then two, especially having her, one, with her notoriety, especially in the Denton and Dallas scene, as well as just the energy that she usually brings on stage. It's always super fun to have her up there.
Yeah, it's a good crowd pleaser.
Definitely. But in other situations, I do fill in for that part. Every once in a while, I'll fiddle with the lyrics a little bit.
Yeah.
Either due to memory or choice, depends on the night. But yeah, it's been, I think that was my first song kind of jumping on vocals. I do not count myself as a singer to any extent. I personally feel like I sound like a frat boy who's into his third Four Loko. But it's always a fun song to do.
Yeah.
And then that breakdown at the end also is just a good moment to kind of let go a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
You and I were talking earlier about how I've been mainly doing more subdued side gigs and stuff. And so songs like that, when I do get to do them, it's always just a fun release.
When you're away from the church, like, fun.
Yes. Love church
Yeah,
church
definitely.
music. But a breakdown every once in a while is a great feeling too.
You sneak in some stuff into church. Some of your...
Oh, yeah. When I'm in church, I'll sneak in like a little lead line from like a My Chem song or something.
All right, great stuff. And I want to ask, you know, you're singing Pennyboard, or occasionally Tyler sings. Is it meant to represent two different points of view or the same person?
I'd say the same point of view. I haven't really thought about that.
Nice. Yeah.
Sometimes there is that.
Putting my media arts degree to good use.
I know, right? Sometimes us having a a feature in a song, that's mainly what it's used for, is to give two different points of view. This one, not so much. We're kind of singing about the same thing and kind of building off of each other.
Gotcha.
We wrote the lyrics, Pennyboard and I wrote it over Zoom.
Oh.
We just kind of sat there and went back and forth, bouncing ideas off, and ended up with that, which I think it took us maybe 30 minutes to do all the lyrics.
Gotcha. And speaking of Zoom, going to the music video, a lot of avenues I kind of want to take this discussion, but was this about the pandemic at all? As far as the music video, sort of watching, I was getting vibes, so in the music video, which we'll sort of play clips of here, sort of in, just cozied up in a little sweater watching this TV. I don't know, for me at least, I was getting very like, just being inside all day or whatever, and like this longing and whatnot, and whether or not the lyrics necessarily hit that, I don't know, but the music video at least sort of gave that vibe for me.
That's an interesting take. I haven't heard that before.
So again, my media arts degree.
I love it.
Yeah.
You know what? Yes, that's what it's about. That's exactly what. No, not initially. So we actually shot the stuff with the pool and the woods first. Look, as the song being trapped in your own paradise. Things are going well for you, but for some reason you're not happy. That sort of feeling is what we were going for. So we wanted it to be colorful, happy. When shout out Baby Ave, the director. Great dude.
That name's popped up a lot with other bands I've had, so yeah.
He
shout
does
out
some
to
good.
He just worked with Dave Blunt
He
a
did.
while ago on the Cup video.
Yeah, I think he did VFX for that. But when we were talking about it, we basically just said MGK, and we're like, yep. And then when we got there, and like when I'm on the diving board, we're like, this is so MGK. So we were not taking it seriously, but we shot that whole thing. We were into the editing of it. And he called me and told me, yeah, well, it looks good, but it needs something. There's something more it needs. Kind of went off ideas, and then that's when we decided to shoot the scene where I'm in my apartment with my hoodie. It was more kind of, it's the the juxtaposition, the you're looking in at paradise, whereas the other side is you're in the paradise, kind of looking to the other way. So it's just kind of the yin and yang again.
Okay, nice. And something about that music video, I'm just curious. That's not a Mark Hoppus bass you're playing, right?
Yes and no. That was my first jazz bass I ever got that my parents bought me. Thank you. I bought a Mark Hoppus bass, which I love, and I love the sound of, so I actually routed out for the Mark Hoppus pickups, and so it's the exact same configuration as a Mark Hoppus.
Great, yeah. Listening to it, I was like, the bass sounds like Mark's or whatever sound.
It was recorded on a Mark Hoppus bass, yes, but in the video it was not a Mark Hoppus.
Dude, I'm
bass.
so proud of myself for being able to point that out.
Good job,
Awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, I know my
Absolutely.
shit. All right, cool. Well, some lyrics. Again, forgive me if I got these wrong.
I'll correct you.
Went to my own grave with flowers that all died. The coffin was open, rodents chewed through my eyes.
Yes.
That shit is hardcore, bro. I was like, most metal, like,
That was when I was thinking, all right, this is going to be a census failed used kind of song, and so I was thinking of that.
It was my Norwegian black metal face.
Yeah, no, it was me thinking, all right, I want to sound really, really emo and the swoopy hair from the 2000s, and so watching yourself decay, I was like, ooh, so good.
it just came out natural. Man, okay, well, great. I'm glad I got those right. And let's see. Retelling the same old stories. My mind's wondering what everyone's exploring, what they want to do, what they want to be, what they want to see. That's great, but do they ever even think of me?
Yep.
All right. I'm asking this as if it's like a quiz. Yes or no? Right?
True or false?
Yeah.
Faith wrote that line.
Shout out Faith.
Shout out
Great.
Faith. Have to ask what that means.
From the perspective of the guy that has to sing it most of the time,
Go ahead.
I think it kind of falls into the concept of like, you're trying to do your thing, but everybody else wants something. They want to see a certain result. They want to hear a certain thing from you. They want a certain level of actions that they deem is appropriate or acceptable or necessary. And the consideration is always about what they feel is the most appropriate in those situations without any consideration for the person that's directed towards.
Gotcha.
I guess technically in that song it would be me or Faith or whoever is singing it, but at least that's always been my interpretation of it. Well,
Faith watching this, like, that is not
They
what I
are
was-
so wrong.
I'm ready to get like a message and like once this comes out and be told like, yeah, no, you bombed, not it.
No,
Not.
no, it's about Fortnite.
Waking up, I'm trapped in my own paradise. Waking up, it's always like I'm paralyzed. Is that pretty like reflective of you? Like I never want to, like cross-examine people or like read someone's work and be like, oh, this is exactly what they're going through. Which I mean, because it can be true, but I recognize like for me, like because I used to write like depressing poetry, and then family would be like, are you okay? I'm like, I mean, no, but yes, I am. And like
That's the worst.
yeah.
When you accidentally leave your lyrics out and somebody reads it without context, and they're like, what's going on? No, that's again about the life is going and everything's going fine, but for some reason you can't bring yourself to be happy. Like things are going well for me. I should be happy, but I'm still feeling kind of bummed. So
Yeah.
that's what that's about.
Okay, great stuff. And yeah, just sort of wrap up. Great sort of pop punk song is. Are you comfortable with me calling it that?
Yeah.
All right, great. Your singing is great. This sort of in a contrast to Sweettooth and the next song we'll hear. This it kind of feels like you're sort of just singing the whole way. With Sweettooth, you have the verses where you're sort of talking like, and then where you're screaming. But this one, you're sort of just singing kind of like the whole way through. Like in other words, you're not doing the. And I'm curious, because this song is older, is that reflective of like how you sang more back then, or?
Definitely. This is when I was getting more comfortable with my singing voice, and I kind of just stuck with what I knew I could do. Later down the road is when I started experimenting more. Like Sweettooth is when I kind of wanted to try the more either just low talking or eventually try rapping and things like that. I wanted to just kind of stick with something I knew I could do, as opposed to, let me try this out, and I'm falling on my face. So.
Yeah, well, you did it well, sir. So great job. All right, cool. Well, that's Trapped in Paradise. Phenomenal song. Any closing comments on that?
Go stream it.
Stream it. All right, great stuff, y'all. Well, the next song I believe is going to be called For Eternity.
For Eternity, yes.
All right, that won't introduce. It's a fucking rocking song or whatever, metal. So, yeah, any opening comments for it?
It's
Context.
heavy. It's very different.
our heaviest
It's our heaviest one. This is what we've been closing with now. It is quite this is the kick someone in the teeth side of Overdramatic. So we went all the way with this one. We've tried to sprinkle some heavy in last, but this is when we went all the way.
Is the kick someone in the teeth a Pit Warrior reference?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, cool, y'all. Well, brace yourselves, audience. Here's For Eternity by Overdramatic.
Always said I'd do myself before I became the villain. Fuck it, being the nice guy has never got me shit. Time to drop the gloves and throw the blows. You better stay out of my pit.
You always say to take me down if not for heaven's sake. What happens on your country, don't you throw that in my face. I just need some space to breathe, I just need some space to waste. Was he ever meant to be? Do I deserve this grace?
It's been on my mind, I ain't gonna lie. I got too much time thinking how I'm gonna unalive. Probably just load up the 9, put it in between the eyes. You said that you wanna die, bitch, so do I. Sick of waking up, sick of being sick. Sick of always wondering if this is all there is. Sick of all the lies, sick of all your shit. Put the gun to my head when I only earn a cash. I am a product of my dream, of nothing I wanna do to these down. There is nothing you can do to save me. Give me the gun, I'll do it myself.
What?
I kind of like a black eye and like missing
Yeah,
all my
I know.
teeth.
Man, I'm sweaty.
Dude, great stuff. Yeah, so just talk about this. I mean, so you approach like that you approach you're like wanting like, okay, we need like a really heavy song, let's finally do it, or did it just come about like organically and it just happened to be a very like heavy song for y'all?
You want to take this one?
So this one took a while to finally get out. So initially, this was supposed to be an Overdramatic song featuring Ingray, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout
featuring
out Ingray.
Shout
Ingray.
out Ingray. I
And-
hate you.
I hate you. No, we don't.
No, we don't.
And I think around the time that this kind of started getting discussed, Corpse and Bring Me the Horizon had just put out Code Mistake. And if you listen to that song and you go listen to For Eternity, you will hear a lot of influence between the two. But Sid originally came to me and said, hey, I have this idea, I want to do a feature with Ingray, kind of looking for this influence. And I started working on it. And then I think I sat on it for close to a year.
It was a while.
To the point that I started just working on my own lyrics for it for the entire song. I was going to call the song Parasite. And
Parasite.
then Parasite,
Nice,
yeah.
nice. Badass name.
And then after a while, I think we just decided to kind of just go at it for now and just release it as an Overdramatic song. And then I had done a few different remixes of it that we felt like we could reuse if a feature opportunity came up later. But the second verse that I do, I actually came up with originally, and that got pulled from the original lyrics. But I sent the finished track to Sid. I let him drop his lyrics for the verse and the chorus. I think we got almost everything laid down in one evening after I got off of work. I just pulled up to his apartment with a mic and we ran through them all.
Luckily, our lyrics went well together. We had realized we'd
Yeah.
written about the same kind of thing, and so we didn't tweak each other's lyrics at all. We kind of more just coached each other on, all right, give me some growls here, do some whispers here, kind of
Gotcha.
that sort of thing.
I love the use of unalive.
Yes, we don't want to get demonetized.
I want to be able to put it on TikTok without getting in trouble.
Unalive, that's really great. I'll do it. Give me the gun, I'll do it myself. Jesus Christ. I'm like, this is pretty- I was listening, I was like,
Listening
damn.
in isolation, like just hearing it, we're like, dang, we're so metal.
I was listening to a lot of Suicide Boys at the
Yes.
time.
I think we had just seen them too, and so we were both feeling that a lot.
Yeah. I love them. I don't want to go see them again.
No, me neither.
That far away, it looks like two tiny ants dancing around on a piece of paper. And it's not quite the same.
No.
But yeah.
Got you. Just wanted to shout that out because I was like, damn, that's pretty hardcore. Now, Sid, I'm going to go to some of your lyrics. Again, if I miswrote these, if it's the order, I don't. You always try to talk me down, if not for heaven's sake. Heaven's an equation, don't throw that in my face.
Heaven's out of the equation.
Heaven's out of the equation, don't throw that in my face. Was he ever meant to be, do I deserve his Christ?
Was I ever meant to be? Do I even deserve this grace?
Okay. You know, I thought I probably got that wrong. Do I
I need
deserve
to
his
know.
Christ? I can get Jesus, but not his Christ. I was
I
like,
need to enunciate better.
no, you're good. My ears are not good.
Growing up Catholic, so
Hey,
I put
likewise.
Hey.
Hey.
So we like to put. I like to say we're Christians in a band. We're not a Christian band. I mean, we've talked about church like this whole time. So, but so yeah, I like to throw in some of that imagery here and there, whether it be in the single arts or even lyrically. This comes from the Catholic belief that if you unalive yourself, you don't go to heaven, and so
Yeah.
that's what that was talking about. For heaven's sake, it's like, well, heaven's out of the equation if this happens. So.
Yeah, and getting into this like dark subject matter, so to speak, is it hard to get in sort of the mindset to write this, or can you just be like, oh, I'm having a happy day, let me write these lyrics, blah blah blah, or do you have to like kind of be in a sort of like headspace to like get this out?
Oh no, it's the former. I will be having a good day, and then I'll just be like, oh well, it's time to write a song. But I'll be happy.
You make that face.
And I warn my wife, because either if she hears the lyrics or she sees them or hears me recording it, she's like, "Are you okay?" And so yeah, I was like, oh, I'll just whip it out. I feel sad, but really, I'm like, life's going good. It's okay. But let's just pretend it's not, and it's just pulling from past feelings. But
Gotcha. And I want to kind of mention, again, I'll play clips here, kind of sprinkle through this, but y'all made a music video for this,
we
right?
did.
Describe that. It seems as you are performing. You lure some people in, 3 women, I think. One gets kidnapped, strangled, I believe.
Yep.
Do the other 2 survive?
Yeah, I don't know. Do
Okay,
they?
that's a go ahead.
I don't know, but this all sounds really bad when you say it out loud.
That was a fun video. That was we went with a different director for that one. A friend of mine, Samson.
Shout outs.
Yeah, he's good with video production. He wanted to get into the actual shooting. He's worked on videos before, but this was one of his first full videos that was his. So we decided to work on it together. Yeah, he and I met and we ran through ideas. I wanted to do a cult because I thought that sounded fun. So I was luring them in, and then oh no, there's a murderous cult in it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no. And,
Dang it, not again.
Oh golly, what now?
oh golly gee, what am I to do? But it was
great.
fun. Where did I
You
shoot
had
it?
like a VHS sort of filter on it?
Yes,
Yeah, good
we because we kind of tried different filters, and I realized the VHS really fit the vibe of the video really
Yeah,
well.
sort of
So we decided to leave
grimy.
it exactly, kind of like found footagey almost, but
Yeah.
without being found footage. But it was fun.
Great stuff. And other lyrics I sort of want to highlight. Again, if I get them wrong, I'm sorry. Last time that I found myself, I swore that I would kill him. Always said that I would do myself before I became the villain.
Close enough. Last time that I found myself, I swore that I would kill him. Always swore I'd do myself before I became the villain. Yeah, it's pretty much.
Okay.
It's about the I found myself, and then you're like, wait, I don't like who I am.
Yeah.
And so that's what that is. And then always said I'd do myself before I became the villain. And I'll stop myself from being something I don't like, something that I hate. Yeah,
Okay, great stuff.
self-discovery, but not liking what you discover is what that particular group of lyrics is about.
Gotcha. And I'd obviously be remiss if I didn't like talk about, I mean, really both of y'all's, but I mean, your vocal performance in this, going from, again, sort of the quieter verses to just fucking screaming. Like, how is that, like, in studio? I mean, how many takes are you, like, doing? Are you sort of, like, multiple takes? Is it easy for you to blow out your voice? Like, did you have to, like, train extensively to get to the point you are now?
I mean, it's something I've worked on since high school.
Yeah, I was probably 16, 17, decided I wanted to learn to scream. So I'd like listen to like Mitch Lucker from Suicide Silence because I liked his voice. And so I just learned to scream over the years. And I started taking vocal lessons, and I told my vocal coach, I want to learn to scream properly. I don't want to, because I had heard about, I mean, there's artists who've torn vocal cords on tour
Yeah.
screaming. And
I'm one of them.
Really?
No.
Okay. You sound really good. But no, I didn't want that to happen. Even some of the best screamers, you're hearing about them tearing up their vocal cords on tour. So I wanted to learn how to do it properly. And so, yeah, it feels fine once you're doing it properly, or at least for me.
Yeah.
We kind of go through, do all the kind of higher screams, and then we'll layer them, and then we'll do the lower growls and go there, kind of stick with it. Do all the singing first, leave screams last for,
Yeah, put the little altar boy plugin on everything.
yeah, that's important.
It's just a pitch shifter, but it makes everything sound really glitchy and angry.
Yeah, it's so good. Well, all right, well, the last thing I kind of want to ask, the cover art for this is very kind of interesting. Describe that. Seems to be an individual with eyes like blasting sort of thing. Reminds me of like a Black Sabbath album cover, like Technical Ecstasy, something like that. But
I kind of wanted like a dark, almost like cyberpunk feel. That's why I kind of wanted the chick in it's kind of robotic and it's got the lasers coming out. I wasn't too picky on this one. I wanted something that kind of fits the intensity of it, of
Gotcha.
the song, and I just thought it fit well. I didn't go too in depth into it. I kind of trusted
because you were
it.
watching The Boys at the time.
I'm always watching The
Always.
Boys. I'm always watching The Boys. Well, not right now. I'm waiting for the new season, but no, that just happened to line up.
Did okay, great. All right, well, last thing, sort of a general question with all of these. The order in which we've seen y'all perform them today, typically, is that how y'all plan on like doing it live if you're going to a show?
Usually
Sort of,
so.
yeah.
Last couple shows, I think we opened with Sweettooth, or we'll open with an older song, Saul Goodman, and then we'll go into Sweettooth's usually in the middle. Trapped in Paradise has recently been in the beginning, usually like second or third song. And then recently we've been ending with For Eternity. So yeah, the set list we did today is pretty similar to how we've been doing it now.
Okay, great. Well, damn, dude, 3 amazing songs. One more time, they're Sweettooth, Trapped in Paradise, and For Eternity. Great stuff. I mean, shit, like, it's funny when we met, you know, because I'd, like, interviewed Aaron Garcia, so I was like, oh, Overdramatic might sound like that. Then I heard him, I was like, oh, fuck me. It is awesome. So great. And, well, yeah, I can't thank you enough for being on here and whatnot. I'm glad, you know, I got to show you to the audience. Glad you could perform for us. And I think we are going to be wrapping up. Do you want to give any closing comments to the audience?
Eat at chain restaurants.
There you go. So Chili's.
Eat at
Chili's, Applebee's, BJ's.
I've never been to Applebee's, surprisingly.
They got dollar
Applebee's.
margaritas.
I'm going to censor that just in case.
Sued for defamation. I was quoting
Yeah,
Talladega
mice, not
Nights. Stream Overdramatic. Stop listening to whatever you're listening to and listen to Overdramatic.
Follow them on social media.
And only follow Overdramatic on social media. Don't follow anyone else. Follow Aaron.
Yeah, thank you.
That's it. That's about it. Only us. No other band exists. Just us.
Imagine that. Okay, well, thank you so much, Overdramatic, Sid, Tyler, and the rest of the band. I mean, shit, if we're closing, if y'all want to just run on stage so we can all say bye and we'll wrap up. Thank you, audience, for sticking around and watching this
Go
episode.
stream it.
We didn't see you.
You could have stayed up
Spot
here.
down, bro. Right here. Hey.
All right, Overdramatic, ladies and gentlemen. Take it easy. Until next time, bye.
Bye.
Sid. Woo. Peace.